Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ryan's teia.cafe adventures, I guess. um, yeah, I wanted to do a update of what's the plan is and what is this thing for one. So, yeah, I've been in Seattle for a couple weeks now, trying to get my foot in the door. Trying to meet new people. I'm meeting mostly musicians now. I visited like KEXP, which is like really really close here. They're a nonprofit radio station here. And then also I've been kind of getting back into talking with like composers, and like I'm going to go to a show tonight too, and hopefully meet some people. Um, because next year around June 2025, we're going to be doing TezCon. It'll be the second one. And I'm kind of timing everything, including the stuff I'm doing with our company right now, to that event. So TezCon 2025, me, Mark Fendo, you know him, he's the sax player on Tezos, Tuna Kuna, who's, he collects a lot of NFTs on Tezos, pretty well known, in the ecosystem. And then also Mighty Moss, right? He's pretty active. He does like a lot of visual works, and he's the one that made the poster actually from last year. So I'm hoping that a lot of the copyright features that we're working on at Teia Cafe, as well as a lot of the music features that we're working on, will all be ready by then. Because we are a decentralized platform, and everybody has their own thing to do, and it's going to take a while, right? But if we give ourselves like at least half a year, I think. I mean, we got to get started now, because last time we put it on, we thought we had a lot of time, and then it just kind of crept up on us, So this time it's going to be better. So Jake is going to be selling physical prints in various forms, like towels, kitchen magnets, prints. Like things that you would buy from like an art market, and he's going to be selling them with Tezos and Teia artists art on them, and he's using Teia's copyright licensing feature to do that. So that's going to be like a really big thing for us, because it's like the first time I think that's ever been done, like ever, at least on a blockchain based platform, right? Like buying licenses to do that kind of stuff is common in traditional arts, but I don't think it's really been done in that kind of like decentralized way. We're doing it right through the blockchain and using that as like sort of the mechanism. So if it works, then that could be really really great, and because there is a known market and people pay money for that stuff. So this thing is sort of going the opposite way. This is I don't know, it's temporarily called Hope in a Bottle, but you might have seen some pictures of these. Like I made these when I was in LA. They're basically just like little art pieces using bottles, and then kind of got interested in using different liquid densities. Like this one's, I think, turned out pretty well. Like it's just olive oil and wine, and I put some crystal in it as decoration, and yeah, and then it started molding in a kind of weird way that actually kind of looks kind of cool. I don't know if I can reproduce this anymore because that was just like a kind of random happening. But this one, Hope in a Bottle, it's a little bit easier to make. So I was thinking like, okay, let's try to sell something physical at the event, because that's kind of, there's lots of attempts at doing that, but it's it's pretty hard to make it stick, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone in Tezos try to do this anyway. So basically we'll be selling these as lamps. They're like solar powered, so you don't have to replace the battery, and they charge during the day and then they turn on during the night. So So you can kind of, when you block it off, it automatically senses. So yeah, I got some feedback from some people and been working on it, and yeah, I think it'll be, I think we could sell a few of them. But kind of the bigger point of it is that whenever anyone buys this, it's also going to come with an NFT, and then so you can think of it as, there's one use case for NFTs that a lot of people don't talk about. Like, it's not just digital art, but you can also use NFTs as sort of a certificate of authenticity, or whatever you want to call it, right? Like, a lot of times when you buy artworks, to show that, oh, this is the real thing, right? It comes with a license and, well, like a certificate, right? It's basically a document that says, oh, this is for real, that thing, right? Because there's a lot of like knockoffs out there, right? And how do you distinguish that from the real thing, right? Made by the real artist. So this is like one way of doing that. So yeah, and I think we can do it with Kukai. So I looked into how the copywriting thing works, but basically we just need to take a picture of one of this, and then I'm thinking we'll choose one design. So let me know like which one's your favorite, out of these. I'm just like, kind of messing around right now, but um, we'll probably make a, like, I don't know, like some hundreds of editions, and then that will be, we'll upload that onto the chain, and that's going to be our record, right, for registering this as like a, quote, proper artwork. The thing is, like, a lot of people don't realize like that copyright is complicated, but at least in the US, if you make something, it automatically, like, the copyright automatically goes to you. If you're an artist, you make anything, that you consider an artwork, the copyright is automatically assigned to you, even if you don't do anything. But the thing that trips up a lot of people is that how do you prove that, right? You need some kind of record to prove that you made that thing, and that's where, a lot of artists get in trouble. So a lot of places, they they recommend you upload it onto, apply to like a patent at the patent office. That's the most common one. Or there are some like registration processes for art, but the blockchain could technically be another form of documentation too, right? Because it's there, it's objective, everyone can see it, and in a lot of ways it's a lot better because, right, because it's on chain, anyone can see it, and it's like pretty clear. So there have been examples of like people use text messages as evidence in court. Like there are cases where the bar is so much lower than what the blockchain can provide. This should be perfectly fine, right? But there's a lot of uncertainty in the legal, right, the regulatory markets right now, especially with, the politics and crypto has been kind of crazy, right, the last few years. So that's, all of that is like TBD. But it's pretty safe to like assume that this is gonna be a thing like in the future, because it's one of the actual, people say like store of value, but actually store of value and record keeping is what crypto does the best, right? Like it's objectively that it does provide that kind of value. So yeah, so that's the big project that we are working on at teia.cafe, and it's going to happen with physical stuff as well as bringing online art into the physical world like Jake is doing. So yeah, that's the update. And yeah, if you watch this whole thing, then thanks, and yeah, see you around.